Welcome back to LML. You may remember Friday on Local Memphis Live, we talked about the advances in assisted reproduction right here in Memphis.
I'm so excited to see this.
I know you are.
In case you haven't seen Local 24's Roddy Dunnigan's full story, check it out.
It was a chance for a dream.
Gina Garrison gets emotional just thinking about it.
It really just kind of made your dreams come true.
Holding the blessing she's always wanted.
She's starting to smile and coo and, just kind of starting to get her own personality now.
When we met Gina and little baby Gabby, she just made 6 weeks old. The journey to get to this day was certainly a long one.
I wish we had come here first before we had done anything.
For Garrison and many families like hers, coming in this office here at Fertility Associates of Memphis was their last hope.
My husband had a vasectomy several years ago, so we had to figure out an option, and we had done a vasectomy reversal that was not successful, so our next option was this.
Once they know what the problem is and they know that we're qualified to address it, then their level of comfort, certainly improves.
Managing partner Dr. William Kutteh has worked with literally thousands of families.
They come back for their second child. They come back and send us pictures and bring their babies by. So it's really a fulfilling job. But each patient has their own chamber.
We were given access to the lab as well as an in-depth breakdown of how the process works.
This is liquid nitrogen.
Part of what they offer here is sperm and embryo cryopreservation, basically freezing and storage facilities. The Memphis Fertility Laboratory is the only place in the Mid-South that offers specialized reproductive testing.
We're the first center in the region to have successfully frozen eggs, frozen oocytes, warmed them back up, fertilized them, and had that result in a live-born child.
Dr. Kutteh is one of the best in his field. He was named by U.S. News as one of the top reproductive doctors in the nation.
So it's really a very chilly day.
Local 24 CW30 meteorologist and Local Memphis Live host Lauren Raymer knows that well.
Pockets of light drizzle in the forecast.
She's a former patient of Dr. Kutteh's.
And once we got to know Dr. Kutteh and then his nursing staff, they've become friends. They're fantastic.
Lauren's due with twins in September. She's decided to share her experience in an effort to help other families who may be having difficulty conceiving.
It's a very long process, but it's a very rewarding process at the very end. I did go through it twice. The first in vitro, the time we did in vitro, it did not work. I implanted one embryo. So the second time around, me and my husband put in two, and bought one, got one free. We got twins.
To say she's excited about her arriving bundles of joy would be an understatement.
You go through that whole long process, and when you do finally hear that it worked, it's like, it was all worth it.
Assisted reproduction is becoming a growing option for families. About 70,000 babies are born each year in the U.S. through this procedure. The success rate is pretty high.
It's definitely a growing trend, not only here in the Mid-South, but nationwide.
Just lucky.
As for Garrison, the staff of doctors and nurses here at Fertility Associates have become like family, loved ones who were able to provide she and her husband with a priceless gift.
Just really blessed and glad that it worked, and wouldn't change anything.
Wow,
Such a touching story.
I know, we're almost in tears.
I know, and I've been in tears quite a few times over that. But no, something to note there, I wanted to do this story because people think the process is just a horrible nightmare. Mm-hmm. And certainly there are painful parts in the process, but the way I figure it, you can do a little bit of pain for a short period of time.
Right.
And the Dr. Kutteh and his staff they carry you through the whole thing, and then you get to the end and you're like, I made it. So don't be afraid. So don't be afraid to reach out and at least explore that road. You can do anything if it gets to that solution of a baby. So
right, and he seems to be the it man.
He is the it man. Yeah, you don't have to go anywhere else. I mean, they are the best.
Yeah. 5,000 babies. That's a lot of babies. Thanks, Dr. Kutteh. She's carrying one for her and for me.
That's right. Auntie.
Right. For more information on the work done at Fertility Associates of Memphis, just head to the Find It section of localmemphis.com, where you'll click on the Find It link. Well, more to come on Local Memphis Live. We'll have dancing from Fred Astaire Studios.
Fun, but first, I'm going to take one last look at your weather forecast. We'll talk about the severe threat for the afternoon coming up after the break.